Also saw question about Benjamin Mendy. Of course, he was not even in the squad for the game against Fulham. Benjamin Mendy apparently picking up a small knock and knee injury. It could be weeks or days and maybe longer. Having Fabian fit is so important, is what the quote was from Pep Guardiola. And of course, Fabian Delph looked pretty good. That is what I've got on Premier injury so far. 25% chance of playing. What I would say is, to me, my guess is, because it doesn't sound serious. Nowhere have I heard it sound serious. So I would potentially try and bench him for next game week, or maybe even start him, and then if he doesn't play or isn't in the squad, then have who you want to come in be the first substitute. Now, for instance, if I had started with, say, Wan-Bissaka instead of Pedro or Salah, I could have had Fraser as my first sub who would have come in for Mendy. So if you've got someone that you think can come in for Mendy, I would keep Mendy for now. I personally think if Mendy doesn't play, I've got Wan-Bissaka that could come in, Newcastle at home. Bennett isn't an ideal option, but Holebas against Fulham, Alonso against West Ham. So I've got options there where I think I can get away with holding on to Mendy. As far as Aguero goes, we'll see. 75% chance of playing. Aguero seems more likely to not be as big an issue as Mendy is. Aguero, so far, something in the ankle when he fell down. He felt something. We will see tomorrow. Currently being assessed. Is at 50% likely to play for the next game week. So it's more likely than Mendy. So for me, this is, and Kurt, you always said it on the FPL Wildcat stream, which we should be streaming tomorrow, by the way, during the evening if you want to join in on that. But if we have a look at my bench, I think Fraser, Wan-Bissaka are strong bench options to come in for this side if necessary. Now, I've gone with set and forget with Brighton goalkeeper. They are playing Tottenham. It is at home, though. There's a potential I get decent points there, but of course, Spurs could have a field day. But I've decided that I'm just going to spend, until I'm happy with a rotation pair of goalkeepers, I'm going to spend as little as possible in goal. So goalkeeper situation next game week doesn't look amazing, but other than that, I think I can manage. Of course, Ings is out as well, so I'll probably have to use a transfer, but a strong bench is definitely beneficial, especially this point of the season. It's Sheepy1. I have to agree with your premise that Sterling has got some good underlying stats. Again, the issue for me there is rotation, because to be honest, he is one of the better midfielders as far as underlying stats. After the likes of Mane, Hazard and Salah, I actually forgot Salah's name then, the only one I would really be considering in that price bracket is Sterling. If Sterling could stay nailed on, he has really improved his game to the point where he is a goal threat. He's had, from 4 appearances, 13 attempts on goal, 9 from inside the box, 2 big chances, 7 shots on target, and for the fact that 9 attempts from inside and 7 shots on target, that is not a bad return. If we have a look at expected goals, I know Salah's still going to be top, which is worrying because it shows how out of form, at least in front of goal, Salah is. But then again, he had a lot of chances last season and was still putting them away. But expected goal involvement, Salah is still top. Pogba's also pretty high up there as well. Hazard is then the standout option of expected goal involvement, 3.76 for Hazard. Salah is at 4.32. Expected goals, Salah again is head and shoulders above the rest. Pogba is still up there again. Hazard is still third though, above Mane. So for me, the issue is both Hazard and Mane are scoring more than the chances they have suggest they should, which even means they're doing really well this season, which, let's be fair, Hazard has looked really good, Mane has looked really good in some games, or that this isn't sustainable, the rate of goals they're scoring, whereas Salah and Pogba are underperforming compared to the kind of chances they're having in the amount of goals they got, whereas Sterling is pretty much, he's outperforming it, but not by much. So Sterling potentially looks more sustainable with... Sterling looks like he could keep his returns up at this kind of rate, to me anyway, which of course would be fantastic if you're bringing him in. Expected assists, Milner is still really high for expected assists, despite the fact that he's not highest in chances created or anything like that. Hazard is above Salah and easily above Mane for expected assists, though, just in case you were wondering. And Sterling is not very high on expected assists either. Bernardo Silva and Fernandinho are just below David Silva as far as that is concerned. So Sterling would be a decent shout, but then of course there is the issue of rotation. So it would be a risk, but it could pay off for you.